Thank you, Hart. JJ Adams, go ahead, please.
Bonjour, Vanni. Guten Tag, Axel. Axel, it's nice to finally talk to you since the end of the season here. I had a general question for you about the SuperDraft and how it's viewed in MLS circles now. Is it, a legitimate source of talent, or is it more luck? Because I know you guys have invested a lot of scouting time in this whole thing to find a.
So what is the question exactly, JJ?
Does the MLS take the SuperDraft as seriously, or more serious now than it used to?
I cannot speak for the time before I have been here. I think we took all the drafts way seriously, and of course what changed a lot was that we have now an MLS Next Pro team, so that we were also looking at later picks, because we see the chance to also give a few players, or to sign a few players, or give a few players the chance that are maybe not really ready yet, but where we see the talent and we see a perspective that they can make it. I can only say that we invested a lot of work into that. We had a group of, I don't know, almost 10 people working on that. We have been at the Combine with several guys. We have done interviews. We had a lot of meetings, a lot of Zoom calls. We had a lot of lists and a lot of analytics of those players. So we have taken it serious, more serious or less. I think the only thing that really was different this time was that we always said, okay, he showed a lot of flashes and he has a huge potential. Maybe he's not ready yet to compete and to get immediately one of the roster spots, but with the second team we can work on that.
Yeah, I was just trying to get at the fact that it's tough to find a good player sometimes in the Super Draft. We did it with Javane Brown, probably the surprise of the draft last year. In terms of players that you have picked, second straight year that you guys have picked up a forward, David Egbo last year, Simon this year. When it comes to depth on the first team, where does this leave Lucas Cavallini, and how you feel he fits in with the system right now? Because much like Janio, I know there was a lot of agent-driven chatter about his future with the team.
Yeah, I don't care so much about chatter that has nothing concrete behind it. I spoke about that after the last season. I think that it was a very unlucky season for Lucas. I think that he started very well, by the way, and he had a good numbers of goals and assists until our game in Seattle, where we tied the 2-2. After that, he had a lot of challenges with injuries, and he was gone for also a lot of time because of the Gold Cup and other international breaks. There is no doubt and no question that he couldn't perform on the level that he expects from himself and we expect from him. But as I said, there have been reasons for that, and said that we expect him now being ready and full in shape back to our trainings camp. And if there is something behind that chatter, then it's not us doing the first step, then somebody else has to do the first step. But we expect him back next week for training and being back in that shape and being back that ready that he was also 1 year ago, when he started very well into the season and helped us to win the first game.
Yeah, I don't think there's a question of quality with him. I mean, he had 5 goals for Canada. I think it's more of a question of fit with the team now, that it's more of a concrete identity and style of play. And if you feel that he still fits that mold for you guys.
It's his job with his quality to convince Vanni Sartini that he can play an important role. As you said, it's not a question of quality. Then I think it's also not a question of character and mentality. So it's up to him, and I have no doubts that he will have a better start into the next season than he had an end in the last season.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, JJ. Colin Miller, go ahead, please.
Hi guys, Happy New Year. Good to see you. Looking very healthy and as bright as ever. Quick question, one for you, Vanni. Well, I guess both of them are really for you. Your approach now that you're sitting in the big chair, is there any difference in how you're approaching? Are you feeling a bit more pressure, Vanni, than you would as the interim guy? That would be my first question. And the second part is this crazy world that we're in at the moment, big fella. In terms of your pre-season preparation, does that there must be a lot of work going on behind the scenes to make sure that it's a real good quality pre-season?
Yeah, the approach doesn't change. It's of course there's a little bit more responsibility, but not only for me. I would say for the team too, because like last year when I took the team, it was every day like a final. Every day, yeah, we have to win. We are always on the edge. We need, and now we need to be, I would say, mature enough that we're gonna have the same approach, the same intensity, but with the awareness that we are a good team and we need to be consistent in that. So that's the challenge. For the preseason, you're right. For the moment, it's scheduled the preseason also because of that, because of the problem of the traveling and everything. We won't do the two travel on preseason, but we will do only one. So we'll stay the first 2 weeks, 2 weeks and a half actually in Vancouver, and trying to work a lot on our tactical principle and to take the shape back of the players, and then going to San Diego where we're gonna have some quality games. I'm not gonna spoil the games because our communication team are gonna announce the game tomorrow. So it's good for them also to do their job too. And but we'll have very good games there. The problem then there's a lot of there's this big question mark like we have now, that it seems that a lot of people are unfortunately getting infected and have problem with this new variant, but we need to be flexible, and we know that for sure, I would say every team will have some disruption about it. So what we need to do is to be as flexible as we can and to put the quality we can. That's the reason why we're already prepared on what we want to do, what we want to achieve tactically, and having a plan A, plan B, and plan C accordingly to the players that will be available every day.
Thanks, Vanni.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Colin. Michael McCall, go ahead, please.
I just have a couple of quick questions for Axel. One about two of the draft picks, Diaz and Colom. Are they both internationals, or do they hold any domestic status?
No, they are international. But I said it somewhere before that we strictly decided to go with the best, with the highest player on our list from our scouting and our evaluation, and not to limit us by any other factor like international or position-wise. So they are international. But the good thing is also with the MLS Next Pro team that we have additional international spots in the second team, in this team, and we have also options there, so that we don't see or saw the need to look at that too much or to limit us, because we would have the chance to find a solution with a contract there if we would see a chance for this player in our club.
And my other question was just about the MLS Next Pro side. Can you share any more information on it as to maybe when the season may be starting, where you look to play, how closely integrated with the first team you look for this team to be?
The only thing I can answer right now is the third part of it. I think everything else will come soon, but we are also there coordinating with MLS and the new office that is coordinating the MLS Next Pro. But we see both teams way closely connected, and we want to have this team very close by to the first team, because we want, and we always said, we want to see that team as the top of the pyramid of our development platform, and we want to be a club that gives chances to players and has a pathway for players to the first team. So for that reason, if you have made the last step to this last team of our academy, then you should also see already the first team, although you are not there, and it has to have a close connection, that the transition is very easy. For example, if Vanni has a training and he's missing a player on a certain position, or with international duties also coming up soon, we need a few more bodies. Those players are ready and know exactly what the demands are in this first team.
Just to clarify though, is this a team that you would be expecting supporters to be able to come and watch the games, or is it more games that's going to be like midweek and during the day and stuff like that?
No. Also the schedule will be as much connected to the first team schedule as possible. Of course, everything is challenging. If you're the last post in this league in North West, so there's a lot of travel coming up also for that team, and they are not only playing MLS teams. So it's not possible that they always play this game schedule like us, but as much as possible, also the schedule should be aligned and connected to our schedule. So there's also the idea, if we play on the road, another team that also has an MLS Next Pro team, that we travel together. What I think it's a very good idea and a very good possibility for those players to do a first step into the professional team and to see how things work, without being really exactly there, but to be more ready to play in MLS at some point.
Sounds good. Thanks, Axel.
Thank you, Michael. Okay, we'll wrap things up with Har. Go ahead, Har.
Hi, thanks again, Tom. My question is for Coach Vanni Sartini. Is there anyone on the roster under contract who maybe won't be able to be at preseason camp when it starts Sunday, Monday?
No, everyone should be there. We expect everyone to be there. The only one who will be immediately, that we know for sure that is going to be 100% called with the national team, is Javain, that is already been called for Jamaica, but is going to leave after a few days, and then we expect, we actually hope that with some of our Canadian players will be called from by John Herdman for the World Cup qualification. But the first, literally the first 4 or 5 days, we should be all the players in house.
Grazie. Thank you.
Prego.
Thank you, Har. Vanni, Axel. Oh, go ahead, Axel.
So with a little bit more time, and after a way long day stuck in this office for I don't know how many hours, and the oxygen already gone out of this office, Har, I have to apologize, Har, but luckily I had enough time to coordinate my thoughts. There will be probably one player coming for trial. We are working out last details. He is Canadian and is in the country already. It's not 100% fixed, but you will see that also with our information coming soon about our camp and our pre-season schedule.